What up, everybody? How you doing? How's everyone doing? This is Lewis here with Nerd Report. We got another day of trial. What day is it today? Day 9. And then they're going to be taking a break. Let me see right here. All right. Here we go. Let me pimp the channel real quick. There we go. We should be getting a raid right now. So what's up, everyone? How the hell is everyone doing? Get her redirected. I have no idea what happened today in the trial. I know Kid Cudi. What's up, everybody? Popcorn Planeteers, Popcorn Raiders. How the hell is everyone doing? Today, I didn't do the morning show. I didn't get up to do the morning, blow by blow of the Kid Cudi testimony. And because yesterday, man, that took a toll on me. It took a toll on me. But how's everyone doing? Did everybody get notified? Let me know in the comments. How's everyone doing? Thank you, everybody, for Sarai's in the house. What's up, Sarai? Haven't seen you in a long time. Hold on, let me highlight you. I'm gonna give you a chance to be highlight right now. So, Tyranna, what is up? How you doing? We're gonna have a discussion here about what happened in court today. And I think a lot did, right, Matthew? Sarai, what's up, Nerd Troopers? Lisa Boo in the house. Want to thank Andy and Kim over there with the excellent coverage. I heard they're on Spotify now. That's pretty dope. Jackie, what's up? Elizabeth, how you doing? Marsha, what's up? Wow, it does switch automatically. Could you all do me a favor and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel? This weekend, I'm going to be doing constant updates on the entire situation and with standalone videos. Double check that you are subscribed, then hit that one. Hit that one if you are subscribed to Nerd Report. Double check that you are subscribed to this channel, Nerd Report, all right? Right, Lisa Boo? By the way, Lisa Boo's my homegirl. She's all over. She follows me on Twitch as well. Lego Mom, how you doing? Astrid, how are you? So the RICO law, man, has it been hitting for you during this case? Is it there? I think the problem is that some people are like, "Where's the RICO law? Okay, so the RICO stuff is organized crime, folks. And they are establishing that even before I watch this or recap this. This is when there's organization from a leader giving orders. There's people under them. There's a company. There's, that's what it is. It is there. It's just people are more, they pay more attention to the S stuff, the salacious stuff, the duckies, the drugs and everything. So, no, the RICO law stuff, I see it. Lori, how you doing? Luigi's Booty Lover, what's up, buddy? 26 months. Do you guys, so far, you want Justin Baldoni news? It'll come. So far, what do you all think of the case? How's everything, how's it going? Is Diddy toast? Justin Baldoni, I don't know what the hell's going on with Justin Baldoni. I don't know what's going on with Justin Baldoni. Once again, hit that one if you are subscribed. Let me give you a shout out, Sandra. Congratulations, 26 months. Luigi's Booty Lover. I'm going to become one too. Came from Popper. I did a notification too. All right. Thank you for coming from Popcorn Planet. Again, I'm going to be going through this. I'm going to be sharpening up the channel. I want to have co-hosts. I want to have people come on in. Raise your hand. Let me know if you want to come on in here and give your opinions on anything. I want to open the doors up here on Nerd Report I know there's a few of you that want to step up and stuff. All right, hitting the one if you're subscribed. Hello, Nerd Troopers. Yes, there we go. Let me know where you're watching from. That Rico guy does a lot of stuff. Well, look, man, I know that Andy at Popcorn Planet has the Rico. Rico, I think mine's gonna be Rico Suave. Don't. I wonder if I'll get a copyright strike, right? Rico Suave. The doctor said that okay, so the doctor, okay, yeah, Karen, keep the information. What stood out? We're gonna go over a summary of today's court day, day 9, and remember, this is the last day before they get out. It's a 3-day holiday, so 4 days off. 4 days off, which is good for me because I could get more information and study the case a little more, and because I took the beginning of this week off, and I got a little lost. Well, I'm not lost, but there's minor details I wanted to check out. Oh, okay. Sorry, Karen. I thought you were talking about the case. All right. 50-50. You guys are 50-50 on it? Okay, so Marsha says the defense is clutching at straws. Look at their client, man. Like, their client makes them look bad. You know what I mean? The client makes them look bad. Watching from the UK? Awesome. Zakaya, you don't know about this case? Why don't you know about this case? Also, do me a favor, folks. Is YouTube requiring you to be a subscriber to this channel before you could talk? The way you could know that is press any number in the chat, and if it says you must be a subscriber to chat, it should say that. If it doesn't, let me know. So you must be a subscriber to chat. Got 600 people here. We need at least 100 likes as well. Yeah, I didn't add Kid Cudi to the title because I didn't even. Yesterday we did, and I didn't know he didn't testify, right? And today they had like what, 3 people testify. Okay, so Virtual Tourist says no, there's no RICO stuff. An enterprise that commits crimes isn't enough. The crimes have to racketeer for the enterprise. The crimes have to help grow the enterprise. So help grow it? Well, I mean, I don't know. I kind of see that, man. Okay, so do you all agree with Virtual Tourist that there's no RICO stuff yet? And be respectful. It's okay to disagree. And try to separate yourself with that you think Diddy's a bad guy. We know Diddy's a bad guy, but we have to establish the RICO law and the S trafficking, and the prosecution has to prove that. Okay, and you have to. The jury. You got to play the game that the jury doesn't know anything. So you got to put yourself in the mindset that the jury does not know anything. What a Diddy is, what a Cassie is, nothing. They are just like a clean sponge absorbing the water or liquid for the first time. So that's what you got to put yourself in that mindset. Of course, they're not supposed to be on the internet. I don't know how that works. How the hell are you supposed to monitor people if they're on the internet? So that's the thing. So if you had a clean slate and you didn't know anything about this situation, would you be convinced of S trafficking, especially? I think we know he's a DICK. So Sarai says they've established a few. They've established a few of the RICO laws. RICO suave. Nate the lawyer sees it. We played his video yesterday. Oh, I apologize. Was excited for coffee with Lewis. Wendy, thank you very much. But man, I didn't feel well to go on this morning. I probably will do it. I apologize in the future. Okay, I was watching from England. Okay, more questions about the trial. Why not? Okay, Lydia is asking, why not ask questions about what he saw on the laptop? Maybe that's coming up. Mom's doing better. Okay, the torching of the car. Let's see if we can look at that. All right. Kid Cudi, we've been... let me see if we can find the car. Okay, here it is. Topless Porsche. Complete 180 from Diddy. Okay. These are pictures. Let me get this out of here. These are pictures, and I'm surprised because when you think of... I thought the thing was gonna be. It's like the movies, right? We thought it was gonna be like the movies where like, kaboom. Wasn't that? I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but I don't see how that car could even function. I would just get rid of the car at this point. So, give the car. I don't know how long the fire was in there, but give the car credit. It didn't burn down. It didn't completely burn, right? This is Kid Cudi's car, his burnt Porsche, all right, that allegedly Diddy did it. All right, there's the side. I mean, you could technically fix this. Does anyone know if he kept the car? All right, so, well, this is pretty crazy. So they opened the hole on the top. They opened the top of the convertible, and then they threw the cocktail in. That's nuts, man. That's nuts. So, whoever did this knew what they were doing? Okay, so us regular people who... don't get in trouble and respect the law. When you see a Molotov cocktail, didn't you think it was you just throw it at the vehicle and it burn up? Right? But whoever did this is like, I'm gonna open a hole on the top of the roof and throw the cocktail in. That's nuts. That's trying to maximize damage. That tells me that whoever did this may have done it before. The car had insurance. Do you think whoever's done this has done this before? That only happens in movies? I don't know. I mean, yeah, but that's what I thought. I mean, I never worked with those cocktails. You know what I mean? I never seen one up close. I only see them in movies. Wait, we've seen those in like attacks. I've seen them like on news stories. You throw them. They're like a bottle like this with fuel, I guess, and a little string, and they throw them, and the fire spreads out. Kid Cudi couldn't let Diddy. Diddy allegedly orchestrated the firebombing of his car, ruined his love for a Porsche, so he got rid of the car. So he had to release a song? Okay, so this happened in his car, and Kid Cudi had to release a hip hop song called Porsche Topless in June 2023, over a decade after his convertible literally had its roof blown off by a Molotov cocktail. Okay, so he released. Did anyone hear this track? He released a track dedicated to his Porsche called Porsche Topless, and after he got the top literally blown off, folks. Has it been blown off, or is this exaggerating a little bit? Yeah, this is exaggerating. I don't know about these guys, man. They try to capitalize on shit all the time, and people fall for it. Look, that's supposed to be a roof. What is this? I'm not gonna. Here's the song. I'm not gonna listen to it. I'm not gonna listen to it, dude. So yeah, this is him going into court. I don't know about these musicians, man. I think they do a lot of things for like for attention, capitalize off it. I don't know, man. I remember I was the one that told you that for years that the music industry is full of shit. I don't know about this, man. I don't know about it. I think anything's possible here. Do you agree? It's kind of like, hey, let's make a song and make money off my my car getting attacked. It's easy to get lost in the trial with in the case with all the oil and Tootsie Rolls. They have Tootsie Rolls now, huh? Hey, what's up, Denny? Thank you so much for that support. It's getting weirder and weirder. Super chat by Denny. If you want to support the channel, you could do a super chat. Send in a super chat. Support the channel, folks. You could do that right now. Who's going to match Denny? All right, let's go for a little bit of a recap here. Let's see what I can find. Also, you all make sure to include your opinions in the comments. What do you think? What do you think, man? All trying to make the money here, man. Capitalize off his Porsche getting blown up. Sure, he has insurance, but he says he doesn't like Porsches anymore. Poor guy. So we got 4 days. 4 days of here it is. Here it is, folks. All right. Let's go. Okay, today, day 9. Diddy Combs federal trial in New York. Rapper Kid Cudi, Scott Miss Cudi, delivered testimony. He recounted a 2011 incident where Combs allegedly broke into his Hollywood Hills home after discovering Cudi's brief relationship with singer Cassie Ventura. You know what? Combs may have thought he was still with her. He may have thought he was still with her. I don't know. Did she tell him they broke up? And she did have a pattern of fear. She feared Diddy What do you think she's gonna be like? Hey, we're off. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna go out with Miss Cuddy here. Shortly thereafter, in the early 2012, Cuddy's Porsche was destroyed by a Molotov cocktail. While he didn't directly implicate Combs, Cuddy testified that Combs had previously threatened him, and Cassie had warned him about potential retaliation. I don't know, man. Do you think Combs actually got on the rooftop? Do you think Combs actually made that hole in the top? I don't know. He could have told someone to do it. Yeah, she didn't tell him anything about the relationship. She didn't tell him anything about I doubt she told him about the relationship. Do you think she told him about the relationship? Serious questions in the chat. That we broke up? Maybe Sean Combs thought they were still together. He doesn't seem the type that ever thinks anyone could break up with him. Cuddy also described a subsequent meeting with Combs at his Soho house in Hollywood, where Combs appeared unusually calm, likening his demeanor to a Marvel supervillain. Everyone's talking about that because he compared to a Marvel superhero. Supervillain. What supervillain? Does Marvel even have supervillains? Not really. I would compare them a DC villain, but the Marvel ones, they all end up being good guys. When confronted about his car's incident, Combs allegedly responded, "I don't know what you're talking about." So, look, man, if you threaten someone and something happens to that person, you are the first one they're going to look at. All right? What do you guys think in the comments? Thanos is a supervillain, but Thanos is actually a good guy. If you look at this is Marvel nerd talk right here. Thanos in Marvel is actually a good guy that's trying to balance the galaxy. So, following Cuddy's testimony, Miles Morales, is that how you say the name? Well, that is actually pronounced Malar Morales. That's actually Spider-Man. Cassie Ventura's former makeup artist took to the stand. She talked about previous accounts of abuse, stating she witnessed Combs physically assaulting Cassie on multiple occasions. This is the person in charge of Cassie's makeup. And man, that was a good job, man. Cassie looked good all the time. Combs faces charges including trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, transporting of you know what? He has pleaded not guilty, asserting that the events in questions were consensual and that his relationship with Cassie was mutual. And okay. I thought trafficking and transporting you know what, is the same thing. Okay, so the trial's expected to go on for several weeks. Is that all that happened today? Really? That's all that happened? Was Kid Cudi's testimony kind of short, folks? Is that all that happened? Purse Phone says, I think he knows he's going down, but he's trying to make everyone else look as bad as possible on the way. Yeah, it was pretty short, right? That summary I just read, you guys, is that pretty much all that happened? Is there anything else? People are agreeing with me. Does anyone want to call in and give me their opinions on the trial so far? You could call in right here. The hotel dude testified. Did he testify? You don't need to spam in the chat, guys. You could just say it once. I'll highlight you. So is that pretty much anything else? Would you say my summary is pretty summarizing? What happened today? Did I miss anything? Yeah, the makeup lady is backing up Cassie. What was the name of the hotel? The hotel security witness. That was the first guy. Bang on. So yeah, it was my summary was on. It was correct, right? I'm gonna. By the way, Jackie, thank you for that coffee. Have a coffee on me, Lewis. Love you. This channel and all in the chat. Hey, love from Jackie. Could we get some hearts for Jackie, please? For the support, folks, here on Nerd Report. Double check that you are subscribed. Let's get some hearts. If you want to take it to the next level, you could become a member, gift memberships. 500 people in the house. Let's get those likes up. I'm just a simple man trying to make my way through the galaxy. All right, here you go. I'm gonna once again, folks, if you want to call in and state your mind, you could click on that. It's not really a call in. I dropped a link in the comments. You call in with your phone, and you need to have video. You could do it with your phone. I'm not sure about all the charges. A one-person RICO is wild. Usually it's like 15 defendants. We've been seeing some people more than one person, right? I mean, it was pretty sure, right, Marsha? It was did you guys think today was meh? Do you think they wanted to go? They're like, hey, man, let's go. It's a holiday, Memorial Day. Is it Memorial Day? Yes. Memorial Day weekend. Let's get the F out of here. 4 days off, man. This is really... They went 4 days on, 4 days off, if you really think about it. Or am I wrong? What, day 9, the first week? Yeah. The first week was jury selection. Jury selection's kind of like, it's not really... The makeup lady's testimony backed up Cassie. Yeah. By the way, listen to this. Listen to this, okay? It's very important. Makeup people know everything. How do I know? When I used to do press junkets, I still do. I still do press junkets, all right? Hold on, let me prove it to you here. I do press junkets. I've interviewed a lot of celebrities on Nuke the Fridge, folks. Have you seen Nuke the Fridge? And a few times I have had a little makeup done because there's some video, you know, you're on video, whatnot. So I'm like, man, I want to look a little better. So then I sit down and get some, you know, some touch-ups so my head doesn't shine. Get some powder done. And I've made friends with makeup people. And where the hell's my channel? Here it is. So I'll show it to you right now. Right here. So I've made friends with makeup people. And let me tell you that they are under strict NDAs. Thank you. They are under strict NDAs because they know everything. Because when they're applying the makeup to the actors come in there and they rant. They're in a good mood, bad mood. They're talking about future movies. So makeup people, in case you didn't know a lot about Hollywood. So if you want to know exactly what happened here, if you want to know what happened during the Justin Baldoni stuff, if you could get a hold of the makeup artist or one of them that would talk. So here's me with these guys right here. You know these guys from The Walking Dead and that handsome guy's me, Norman Reedus, right? In case you don't know, Nuke the Fridge. So there's me. So yeah, then I made friends with one of the makeup people, and I'm like, they're like, dude, yeah, we know a lot of stuff. You know, we do NDAs with them. You can subscribe to that channel. I dropped the link in the comments. You like movie news? So I got a few more things in here too. So yeah, they could be big players, man. They could be big players as far as information is concerned. So I got this one as well. I got a lot of them. You guys should go over it. This was interesting. Anyways, back to Diddy, man. Back to Diddy before you guys start thinking I'm someone that went to those parties. I didn't go to any of those parties, trust me. Nor would I have. It's not my cup of tea. You guys are going to be like, Lewis is a Hollywood dude. He's probably in on it. No, I'm not. All right? I'm not. All right, Kid Cudi, he testified. He testified, and it was anticlimactic. But let's see. Do you think it was anticlimactic? Am I missing something here out of my summary? Did I miss something from my summary, man? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious. I feel like, look, these past 2 days, I've been 8 hours plus live covering this case, reading the transcripts as they come out. All right. So for a summary to take 20 minutes, I'm confused. I'm confused. Okay. Also, and yesterday, the lady yesterday, man, she killed the momentum. You know, the psychologist. You know? So yeah, I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm missing something. By the way, folks, are you all familiar with Brian Koberger? We're going to be covering that case, and that's going to be televised. The Idaho 4 case will be televised in August, so we're going to try our best to get every day. I am hoping that maybe Jules will come back. She's taking care of business right now, so be on the lookout of that. So we we could cover that. Are you all familiar with the Brian Koberger case? Let me know in the comments. So we saw Kid Cudi's car, and I think the biggest thing I took away out of it is that it doesn't look like a lot of damage, which is good. We don't want people to be hurt, but we thought, most people's perception was the Idaho 4 case is big, man. Folks, the Idaho 4 case is big. So they couldn't ask if they could be intimate, right? Kid Cudi, and if they were intimate, they couldn't ask if Kid Cudi and Cassie Ventura had S relationships. No, the Brian Koberger case is not done. The Brian Koberger case is not done. No. Did people think the Brian Koberger case was done? Why is that question not allowed about them being intimate? If Cudi is Cudi, how do I pronounce Luddy? Okay, we're talking about the asking if they were intimate. Wonder why the judge wouldn't allow that. It's supposed to be implied. I don't know. You'd probably have to ask a lawyer. Maybe it's private? I don't know. Oh, they have to discuss it before they take the stand? All right, once again, if you want to call in. Oh, that's not the. There you go. Call in. Also, is Lisa Boo still in here? Lisa Boo? Let me know if you are in here. Folks, I have a free Patreon. And it's also you could pay if you like, if you want to support, but make sure to join that. It's right there. I'm dropping the link in the comments. That's the Patreon. There's a free option. It's gonna. I'm gonna withdraw the option soon, so make sure to get in there for free. All right, let's see what the rest of the world's saying about this Diddy stuff, if anything. The Duckies they were interesting yesterday. Oh, here's another one. This was, dude. Kid Cudi says his dog was traumatized by the Molotov cocktail car explosion after Diddy's threats. Was it that, or because there was someone in the house? What did I miss? Did Diddy abuse a dog or somebody or someone in whoever went in the house? What? Said I? The rubber duckies were what? That's what they used the rubber duckies for? All right, guys, look at the screen. Look at the screen. That's what they use the rubber duckies for. Oh my God. Supposedly. The dog was locked in the bathroom. But did they have to hurt the dog before that? Let me see what George. So apparently, this George Capone guy was in charge of cleaning the hotel rooms after the hip hop moguls' parties. Okay, dude, that's sounds like kind of, in my opinion, it sounds like Rico, right? This guy's working under him for this criminal activity. They should testify that the dog's state of mind. Yeah, if the dogs are abused, that is Rico, right? Marsha, you got to hold on. Let me. This George Capone guy. Let's see. Checking it out. That is right. Marsha's right. All right. So this is what he did for Diddy, all right? During Diddy, Combs' ongoing federal trial, former executive assistant George Kaplan provided detailed testimony about his extensive and often troubling duties while employed by Diddy. Kaplan testified that he worked over 100 hours per week performing tasks that went beyond typical assistant's responsibilities. These included maintaining hotel rooms under aliases, Frank Black, which is a nod at Notorious B.I.G., preparing suites with specific items such as candles, baby oil, liquor, and other, illegal substances. That is, if he did this and those activities in these places, hotel rooms here, were illegal, and he was under Diddy, that sounds like Rico. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but isn't that what it is? I'm asking a question. I don't know. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. I don't know. So this guy is working under order. Was he working under orders to clean up the hotels? It sounds like that's what he said. Yeah, Diddy, Heather, whatever, saying Diddy had others do his dirty work. That's mob type mentality, isn't it? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, man. Right? He recounted instances where he was instructed to purchase DRUGSs. I think that's illegal, including MDMAs. I think that's illegal. And it's a group. It's a group. In places like Miami, I don't know the laws in Miami, but I know that stuff's illegal in LA. Kaplan also described cleaning up suspicious substances such as alleged MDMAs from hotel rooms to protect Combs' public image. Yes, we must protect your public image. There's underground tunnels too in this. Well, no, there's. Look, I don't know about the underground tunnels. People are talking about underground tunnels. I heard of them yesterday. I don't know if it's a rumor or what. All right. That being said, I don't know. Let's not add to shit if it's not solid. Okay, so he was also in charge of efforts to conceal injuries. In 2015's Kaplan testified that he was instructed to purchase health and beauty products to cover up visible bruises on Ventura's face, allegedly inflicted by Combs. Kaplan stated that he resigned in 2015 after witnessing repeated abuse and being unable to respond to Cassie's plea for help. So this guy saw shit and he goes, "I'm out of here, man. I think he cited his mom's cancer or something. He goes, "I'm out of here, man. I can't work for you anymore." But he's got complete immunity unless he lies. So if they catch him lying, he's screwed. Because he pleaded, this is the guy that pleaded the fifth, right? This is the guy that pleaded the fifth. So, folks, don't forget, tonight we have Grayson Report. It's another channel, Grayson Report, ghost stories, fun stuff. Tonight at around 7 o'clock. No, 8 o'clock. Make sure to subscribe and check out Grayson Report. Will you be there, folks? I will be there. I will be there. Let me share the channel in a bit. Also, what do you guys think of all this? Let me know in the comments below. In the comments. Once again, I will be covering this thing all the way through, so subscribe to Nerd Report. Poor baby, he's traumatized. All right, in regards to the tunnels, that KK, I don't know anything about the tunnels. The tunnels have been talked about for years by many people. It's been confirmed by people like Jaguar Wright, but I take everything with a grain of salt until I see pictures. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know Jaguar Wright personally. I haven't had a chance to meet her. I would love to get her on this show. So let her know that Nerd Report would love to interview her. Could you all do me that favor? Research I'll research, but I don't research. Shank, I don't research bullshit either. Okay, just because I have to have proof. If you want to research and believe bullshit, then that's on you. I only go with what's reported. Cause I notice a lot. With all due respect, you know, I get that thrown at me, and I know about a lot of stuff that you all talk about that I don't really. People mention stuff in the chat that they've heard from something from or somewhere, and I don't really get into it because there's no real proof. And sometimes I feel bad for you because somebody lied to you and you bought it. Exactly. And then you know what's the worst is having someone that's dumb think they're smart and come in here and say, you don't know your stuff. Bro, I do know about that stuff. It's just that you're dumb and you bought it. So, what's up, Shelly? Said he comes in here. No, yeah, I especially when it comes to the true crime stuff, a lot of people make up shit and then they run with it like if it's real. And then if someone who's legit or trying to be legit doesn't talk about it like it's real, they think they're smarter than you. And actually they're dumb. And the worst thing ever, and the reason I don't really call it out is because I feel bad for you because I think you're dumb. When someone's really dumb, like we like to call people stupid and this and that, but we know they're not really stupid. We wouldn't say it in their brain. But when someone's really stupid, like someone's, you know, has something not right, you don't really tell them. But Lorraine thinks Rico's been established more than once. Yeah, a lot of people think so. But could you give us examples? Examples on your opinion on why you think Rico has been established more than once. From what I understood. Okay, here we go. No, the tunnels were found in 1987 when Jack Nicholson had the house built. You're dumb. Okay, dude. So, okay, so the tunnel. Oh wow, bro! Breaking news. So are you telling me that Puff Daddy and Jack Nicholson collaborated to make tunnels? Get the fuck out of here, bro. We're talking about P. Diddy, dude. Look at this guy. Oh. He says you're dumb because it's my dumb. It's under the Playboy Mansion, a tunnel. There's tunnels, but I don't know what. Oh man, don't delete a skunk right now, guys. Don't delete him. He's making me laugh. Sometimes, you know, you gotta laugh. If you watch conspiracy theory stuff, people will claim the tunnels are from old ancient rituals or something. Yeah, all I could say is there's too much meth in America. That's my response. Look, research. P. Diddy bought the house from Jack Nicholson. Okay, that sounds legit, bro. That's especially the Froome part. What you should do is type faster. That's what you should do. There's more than enough here to prove stuff without having to go conspiracy crazy. That's what I'm saying, man. Because then it makes the rest of the shit. Is it press phone? It makes everything else when you start like adding to it. It makes the real stuff look fake, right? I'm on. I'm on crack. Who said you were on crack? I just said there's too much meth in America. I didn't say you were on. Anybody here was on meth. You made a statement. I made a statement. Why do you feel guilty or something? Like I didn't say you were on it. I don't know you. I don't know you, man. Who agrees? Press 1. There's too much meth in America. I didn't say anyone was on it. What are you talking about? Very weird that you think I'm talking about you. Right? I'm opposed to drugs, man. All right. Hey, I love you guys. You guys. Oh, he agrees. All right, we agree. There we go. Well, anyways, man, Skunk, welcome to the channel. I actually will research the tunnels. Okay, you got me. I will research the tunnels. Because look, at the end of the day, half the vibrating duckies with hooker heels is pretty freaking weird. Who agrees with me? I know, Denny. What did the hotel report about before and after Diddy stay? I think they charged like $1,000. They charged. They charged extra. They charged extra, and didn't they have to keep the rooms like the hallway? Like they had to keep the smell pleasant. I don't know, man. I don't know about hotels, man. Are you all? Who else is with me? Who here is grossed out by hotels? If you think about it, if you think about hotels, man. Who knows what the hell goes on in those places? I feel like we're better off just. I feel like we're just better off sleeping in a car. Yeah, $1,000 bills. Who feels they're better off sleeping in a car at this point? Think about it. Think about the stuff that goes on in hotels, man. So they had to put air fresheners all along the hallway because of the smell. What did it smell like, man? It smelled like Diddy booty. And then it had to be higher in temperature. Ugh. Oh no, they called it a P. Diddy room. Oh my God. Diddy. It smelled like rubber ducky, but more rubber than ducky. this is your first time on Nerd Report, hit that one button. First time Nerd Report. First day, hit that one. I'm trying to see if I missed anything.
Of course.
All right, let's see this.
With us here on Live Now from Fox, I'm your host, Christina Evans. I want to take you out to New York City. Of course, this is where we've been following all of the latest developments
Can you guys
in
hear
this
this?
federal trial against Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, today, this trial continued with numerous witnesses taking the stand once again. Detailed accounts we heard today from former employees, family members, and even a male escort to help us break down everything that we heard and saw today in court. I want to bring into the conversation with TMZ, Michael Babcock.
It was old news. We'll watch it anyways.
Thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now. Of course, people are hung up on one thing and one thing only. Let's just start with the juiciest part of what came out of court today.
Did she say juiciest? Did she say juiciest? And why are they laughing?
There was a male escort who took the stand and told his story about his interactions between Diddy and Cassie.
Hey, Christina, that's exactly right. And it does seem day by day that the testimony is just crazier and crazier out of this Diddy trial. So there was a guy by the name of Sheree Hayes. He is a male exotic dancer. Now, he says he was ultimately hired something like 8 to 12 times by Cassie and by Diddy, although at first he had no idea that they were actually the ones hiring him. The first incident happened in 2012 when he received a call that a group of people wanted to hire a male dancer to come perform. So he heads over around midnight to the Trump International Hotel in New York City. When he arrives, he is greeted by a woman who is wearing a bathrobe and a wig. There is not a group of people there. At first, it's just her. Now, this person ends up being Cassie, but he has no idea at the time because she is in a disguise with the wig. Cassie tells him, after paying him $800, according to his testimony, that a man will at some point walk into the room. When that man walks in, he is not supposed to acknowledge this person, but instead just to continue with the performance. Sure enough, that's exactly what happens sometime during the night. A man walks in. He has no idea at the time that it is P. Diddy.
Let's check this out. This one's from today.
Today, he's a former prosecutor, these days a criminal defense attorney, and seems like almost a daily visitor to us, helping us walk through these trials, which we really appreciate. Thank you, by the way, because you're able to put it kind of in context. Kid Cudi. All right, let me give you an example. So this thing on the home, the first thing, I'll ask you, what they're trying to go for here in a second, but it's not even clear if it's in the home. But here's what Kid Cudi said. He said, he broke into my home and he said, "Hey, what's up?" And I said, "MFer, are you still at my house?" He says, "I'm here waiting for you." And then there was a back and forth later, apparently, where they had some DNA and stuff, and it's not even clear if Diddy was there. But you've been saying they got some work to do to establish, the prosecutors, what they really want to establish. Are they getting anything done today with any of this?
As my friend Tiffany said moments ago, Diddy? No, he didn't. This, once again, how is this relevant?
You've been saying they got some work to do to establish, the prosecutors, what they really want to establish. Are they getting anything done today with any of this?
As my friend Tiffany said moments ago, Diddy? No, he didn't. This, once again.
All right, folks. Here we got lawyers now saying that they're not proving their case. I'm not And don't think because I'm reporting this or pointing it out that I like P. Diddy. I'm just saying that the jury, someone in the jury could agree here.
Once again, how is this relevant to him running a criminal enterprise, sex trafficking, making people engage in commercial sex acts,
Right.
bringing prostitutes across state lines? You know what this shows him? He is jealous. He is angry. He doesn't like his woman messing with anybody else. I don't agree with what he did. Bunch of state crimes, including arson and burglary. But no, right guy, wrong case.
Right guy, wrong case. Now, when you say Tiffany, you mean the person who does makeup here? You know, that's interesting.
That's
to bring
right.
that up. I'll tell you why that's it. Well, first of all, I can tell Tiffany knows a lot about this. That's number one. Number two, anyone who works in this industry, even adjacent to it, like we do, we're in news, but anyone who works in entertainment or media at all, they know those are the people who really know what's going on. The makeup people.
Look what they do to me.
Okay, let me ask you something, Marsha, because I like your takes. You have very good takes. She's saying trafficking has been proven. Oh my effing God. Okay. But you know that you feel that, right? That's your opinion. I also have the same opinion. But does the jury feel that? You know? Because if they keep talking about like Diddy's being a jealous boyfriend and being an asshole, are they gonna pay more attention to that when they get asked, well, was there racketeering? And they're gonna be like, no, we just have a case of a jealous boyfriend. Yeah, Rico's through intimidation, right? That could be part of it too. He was. I know, Sarah. He doesn't. The thing is, we know that, but does the jury? And does it matter? Like the jury is the only one that. The jurors are the only ones that matter here. Am I wrong? That's a good way. Excellent. Marsha, right here. Not a jury expert, nor am I. I'm asking the question. But a couple of them may be stuck on a DV. This is excellent point. If they're stuck on a DV, are they going to establish guilt on RICO? Maybe some of them don't know what RICO can consist of. A lot of people, we're covering this case every day, and let's be honest, I don't like to pretend I'm Mr. Know-It-All. A lot of us are confused with that. Press 1 if you're a bit confused about RICO laws. Now, be honest with yourself. And even if you read it, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, people are confused about it. It doesn't mean we think he's not guilty. And that's us following it all the time. And I don't think I think it's a mistake to just, say, oh, you're dumb because you have the opinion that the prosecution hasn't established the trafficking and stuff. Marsha, you laid it out better than I could. A couple of them may be stuck on the DV. As long as the jury is okay. Here's another one. Eve, the jury, Eve W says as long as the juries are given good instructions. Who follows instructions in 2025? Do you think people follow good instructions? We don't know what's in those people's brains. They could be dumb as a rock. We've been following the instructions of what RICO is, and a lot of people are confused. This guy may be confused. He's a lawyer. I don't think this guy should be taken lightly as being dumb. You know what I think's dumb? Could I tell you? Is that somebody goes, "Oh, you just don't like P. Diddy because of the color of his skin." When they pull race cards and shit like that, that is, come on, dude, really? That I don't go for. I'm not saying there's no racism out there, but here, yeah, no, I don't think so. That I'll call somebody dumb if they're just like on the side of somebody because of their ethnicity or whatever. Any orientation or religion. That is dumb. Let me make it blatant. But this guy, I don't think he's trolling, man. And I'm not trolling either.
Me, do you know what?
Even when I do the Justin Baldoni stuff, man, my experience is Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, look, a lot of people that preach about how they want to, you know, how men are bad to women and toxic masculinity. My experience personally with that I've seen guys like that, they're the opposite of what they preach. Okay? And that's maybe, you know, I don't know what's going on. I want Justin Baldoni to get his fair shake. That being said, he preaches a lot, man. And then Blake Lively seems like the type of person that will get offended at everything. So that's why I'm not trying to troll or to be a contrarian, whatever. I'm just saying, you know, that's what I've seen. I don't know if this guy's trying to be like opposite of the popular opinion or whatnot. People like to carry on like the name is DW and Arthur. Okay. Okay, so this is what he's arson. There's no proof that Diddy did it that I seen. If you don't believe me, Kid Cudi, I mean, if I had a bet, I'd probably bet that he did. But you have to prove it, right? So we got, I'm not trying to be crazy, folks, please. Like, let's have the discussion here. If he threatened Cudi and then the car goes kaboom, that's pretty interesting there, right? That's very interesting scenario, all right? But Kid Cudi didn't, from what I understand, his testimony, he did not say, and correct me if I'm wrong, did he say Diddy threw it, was responsible for my car? He didn't say that. Bribery. Okay, well, the guy testified in the beginning, the security guard that's now a cop, he testified that he was offered money not to talk about what happened in the hotel. Okay, it's solid. Because that's an accusation under oath. Extortion. Could it be, give me $20,000 or release video of your daughter, to Cassie's mom, of your daughter at freak offs? Am I right so far? As trafficking. Bringing people state to state, crossing state lines. Hey, you got it. Is it horror girl? D horror girl. By the way, D horror girl, join Grayson report if you love horror. Yeah, you got it. These three right here. Hey, you know what? But I think you did a better job than the than the prosecution, right? The arson one is the only one that's iffy. In my opinion. But the other ones, in my opinion, look like they are there. But again, what are we? A lot of us, even us, we're talking about the rubber duckies and that shit, you know? The jury also has to remember that this is not a race issue and this is not a gender issue. A number of serious crimes had taken place. It just can the jury identify Rico within the testimony? Well, I think if it's broken down the way that D Horror Girl said it, I think it's a done deal. But that's not what people are talking about. Everybody in the chat, define Rico. Go. What do you think Rico is? Hey, thank you, Catherine, for being a member here. Did you subscribe? Catherine, did you subscribe to the channel? All right, let's see this guy.
What I look like without makeup? I mean,
to us, helping us walk through these trials, which we really appreciate. Thank you, by the way, because you're able to put it kind of in context. Kid Cudi. All right, let me give you an example.
Now, I do think some lawyers are jealous of others and don't want to compliment other lawyers. They are human. So he can be overreaching about how bad the job the prosecution's doing.
Well, this thing on the home, the first thing, I'll ask you, what they're trying to go for here in a second, but it's not even clear if it's in the home. Well, here's what Kid Cudi said. He said, he broke into my home and he said, hey, what's up? And I said, MFer, are you still in my house? He says, I'm here waiting for you. And then there was a back and forth later, apparently, where they had some DNA and stuff, and it's not even clear if Diddy was there. But you've been...
Okay, so the DNA was of a woman's?
Saying they got some work to do to establish, the prosecutors, what they really want to establish. Are they getting anything done today with any of this?
as my friend Tiffany said moments ago, Diddy? No, he didn't. This, once again, how is this relevant to him running a criminal enterprise, sex trafficking, making people engage in commercial sex acts?
Right.
Maybe that isn't, but there has been.
Bringing prostitutes.
Now, this lawyer looks over the top. Press 1 if he looks a little bit over the top.
Across state lines. You know what this shows him? He is jealous. He is angry. He doesn't like his woman messing with anybody else. I don't agree with what he did. Bunch of state crimes, including arson and burglary, but no. Right.
Is it proven he did arson?
Guy, wrong case.
Right guy, wrong case. Now, when you say Tiffany, you mean the person who does makeup here? You know, that's interesting.
That's
to
right.
bring that up. Now, I'll tell you why that's it. Well, first of all, I can tell Tiffany knows a lot about this. That's number one. Number two, anyone who works in this industry, even adjacent to it, like we do, we're in news, but anyone who works in entertainment or media at all, they know those are the people who really know what's going on.
He just backed up what I said. Makeup people know what's going on. I told you.
Makeup people.
Look what
Damn. Did you hear him? And did you hear what I said? I always have to, look, man, I always have to say it out loud when I'm right, because people like to say I'm wrong, and I'm not. Most of the time. Remember earlier in this video, I said the makeup people know what's up and they have to sign NDAs? I told you. I told you because I've been there. I told you all that the Me Too movement in Hollywood is a Sunday school picnic compared to what the music industry is. The music industry is the worst. But I told you, makeup people know what's up. They have to sign NDAs. They're putting on the makeup to the actors. They're talking. They other actors come to them, talk to them about scripts, contracts, drama, everything.
Burglary, but no. Right guy, wrong case.
Right guy, wrong case. Now, when you say Tiffany, you mean the person who does makeup here? You know, that's interesting.
That's
to bring
right.
that up. I'll tell you why that's it. Well, first of all, I can tell Tiffany knows a lot about this. That's number one. Number two, anyone who works in this industry, even adjacent to it, like we do, we're in news, but anyone who works in entertainment or media at all, they know those are the people who really know what's going on. The makeup people.
Look what they do to me. Do you know what I look like without makeup?
Well,
I mean, and I'm not great with makeup.
I wasn't going to...
This guy looks like you know how we've been complaining about the drawings of the sketches from court? This guy looks like he looks accurate.
Saying we can only do so much, Randy. But no, seriously, they know what's going on. So what in the trial today, they called this woman by the name of Mila Morales, and she had done the makeup for Cassie, right? So she was the one that was, you know, saw all the bruises. Remember we talked about that the other day. So they're again trying. You're saying that they're struggling to do. There she is.
I wish all that it was a struggle. It's not a struggle. It is like you telling me, okay, Randy, today we're going to talk about the Diddy trial, and I come on and decide I'm going to talk about the Harvey Weinstein case. Why not? They both involve sex and ugly.
He's kind of right. He's kind of right. The Diddy trials, I don't know, man. He's kind of right. I could see his argument. And to dismiss that frame of thought just because it's wrong. Remember, the jury's a jury of the peers. We are the peers. And if some of us are confused, they may be confused too.
Stuff, but I don't want to talk about
the only thing I can think is they're trying to work towards something. Because, for example, I don't think he's been called yet. They had one of the executives from his company supposed to come up. I think it was the CFO. And they're going to take tomorrow off and Monday off for the holiday. But once next week comes up, maybe you hear something from someone there that they've established this behavior, and then you get into how he was using his business as a criminal enterprise.
What are they waiting for? This is not a movie. This is real life. This is a trial. You promise a jury that you're going to deliver, and so far they have not delivered. They've delivered a monster, a horrible person, a disgusting person, someone who should be in jail for assault.
No, I get your point.
But not this stuff, not for what he's charged with.
Some of the, you know, like the male escort, that guy was a Punisher.
The Punisher.
Okay, listen, I got something to tell you. Well, first, let me ask you. Hit that one button if you think they're establishing something for later. Hit that one if you think they're establishing something for later. Okay, we got 100 and okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. All right. Do you think they're being slow? Do you think they're being slow? Yes or no? Are they being slow? I'm going to look for the exact number, but I heard up to 90% of jurors make up their mind about a case on the first week and don't change their mind no matter what the testimonies are. Have you guys heard that? Meaning, this is an 8-week thing. Many of them have already established their decision, probably. So if you're going for the slow burn, they may have all said, they may have, in their brains, they may have all be thinking guilty, right? But I don't know.
Yeah, Punisher. I can tell Tiffany knows a lot about this. That's number one. Number two, anyone who works in this industry, even adjacent to it, like we do, we're in news, but anyone who works in entertainment or media at all, those are the people who really know what's going on. The makeup people.
Look what they do to me. Do you know what I look like without makeup? I mean, and I'm not great with makeup.
I was going to say we can only do so much, Randy. But no, seriously, they know what's going on. So what in the trial today, they called this woman by the name of Mila Morales, and she had done the makeup for Cassie, right? So she was the one that was, saw all the bruises. Remember we talked about that the other day. So they're again trying. You're saying that they're struggling to do.
I wish all that it was a struggle. It's not a struggle. It is like you telling me, okay, Randy, today we're going to talk about the Diddy trial, and I come on and decide I'm going to talk about the Harvey Weinstein case. Why not? They both involve sex and ugly stuff, but I don't want to talk about
the only
Diddy
thing I can
trial.
think is they're trying to work towards something. Because, for example, I don't think he's been called yet. They had one of the executives from his company supposed to come up. I think it was the CFO. And they're going to take tomorrow off and Monday off for the holiday. But once next week comes up, maybe you hear something from someone there that they've established this behavior, and then you get into how he was using his business as a criminal enterprise.
What are they waiting for? This is not a movie. This is real life. This is a trial. You promise a jury that you're going to deliver, and so far they have not delivered. They've delivered a monster, a horrible person, a disgusting person, someone who should be in jail for assault.
No, I get your point.
But not this stuff, not for what he's charged with.
Some of the, like
They
the male
have,
escort,
but
that
it's
guy was a Punisher.
The
wasn't it?
Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher.
It's not that high
So he's up. So moving guys like that across state lines, is that some of the, maybe we're getting closer on that? That's not an issue either?
He would take, I dare say, if I am Mr. Combs and his legal team, I'll take a conviction for the Mann Act, which is bringing prostitutes across state lines all day long. Zero minimum.
That's the one. That's the one right there. The Mann Act.
Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher. So he's up. And so moving guys like that across state lines, is that some of the, maybe we're getting closer on that? That's not an issue either?
He would take, I dare say, if I am Mr. Combs and his legal team, I'll take a conviction for the Mann Act, which is bringing prostitutes across state lines all day long. Zero minimum. The only charge he is scared of is the sex trafficking, because that is a 15-year mandatory minimum.
What's the RICO one?
0 to 20. He'll take that also. And again, so far, they have not established a criminal enterprise. Because how is the enterprise profited from any of this?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Wait, how is they have to profit? How has the enterprise? Oh wait, how has the enterprise profited from any of this? Does it have to be financial profit? What the? Has the enterprise profited out of this? Answer the question in the comments, folks. Oh boy, this is gonna be messy, dude. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. They have to profit financially. This is gonna be bad. I gotta get like Nate the lawyer or someone on here. The guns without serial numbers. Yeah, but is that RICO? I'm getting so confused. Yeah, exactly. Who hasn't hit the like here? The crime has to grow or maintain the business in some way. Doesn't have to be money. Okay. But why is this guy saying this?
Criminal enterprise.
What are they waiting for? This is not a movie. This is real life. This is a trial. You promise a jury that you're going to deliver, and so far They have not delivered. They've delivered a monster, a horrible person, a disgusting person.
Now, how about next week, should I go to Popcorn Planet and ask, bring this up? Or is everyone going to attack me? Again, I want to say, I think it's been established, but I just want to bring up the fact that there's people that don't think it's been established. And why they're thinking that. You guys got to go on Popcorn Planet and say, bring on Lewis, man. All I see is, where's Steph? Which is fine, because I'm asking, where the hell is Steph? She's on her channel, Steph the Ultra Nerd, man, kicking ass. I just don't want anybody to think that I am on Diddy's side. I'm just saying this is an issue, and this is going to be a fucking mess, dude. This is going to be a mess. Who thinks this is going to be a mess? Press 1 if you think this is going to be a mess. I'm saying by the time this is all decided, Tuesday there's a witness with Diddy that worked for Diddy.
Someone who should be in jail for assault,
No, I get your point.
but not this stuff, not for what he's charged with.
Some of the, like the male escort, that guy was a Punisher.
The
was it?
Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher. So so moving guys like that across state lines, is that some of the, maybe we're getting closer on that? That's not an issue either?
He would take, I dare say, if I am Mr. Combs and his legal team, I'll take a conviction for the Mann Act, which is bringing prostitutes across state lines all day long. Zero minimum. The only charge he is scared of is the sex trafficking, because that is a 15-year mandatory minimum.
What's the RICO one?
0 to 20. He'll take that also. And again, so far, they have not established a criminal enterprise. Because how is the enterprise profited from any of this?
Yeah, that's what I was curious about when they, his assistants and that kind of thing, and then if they go, but let's put that aside for a second. So you say sex traffic is the charge if they really want to get him, and really. So how would
I don't see anyone in pop. I don't see anyone. Okay, listen. I don't see many people talking about S trafficking. All they're talking about is the S parties, the freak offs, how he was abusive, how he was manipulative, how he's had some weird kinks. Does anyone out there, when you talk about this case, do they say, "Oh, the S trafficking"?
They're not doing it. How would they?
He trafficked S workers. No one's saying that, and that's what that's what this is about.
Establish that. What would they have?
I have no.
Okay, when you're saying patience, though, Isabel, you are right. But remember, a mass percentage of jurors decide who they're gonna, which side they're on in the first week, and they don't change their mind. And also, could we agree that Cassie Ventura and Kid Cudi are major players for the prosecution? So these are heavy hitters. Unless they bring in someone like Justin Bieber or something like that, I don't know. It's going to be S workers no one's ever heard of. Is that what we're calling SMEX? SMEX worker. The Punisher was a SMEX worker. Right, you are right, but again, it's not, the people aren't talking about transferring SMEX workers. Also, that guy did not seem like he's been doing the interview. He's been doing the interview circuits. He doesn't seem like he's traumatized. Does he seem traumatized?
No idea, because their star witness, again, testified to her credit truthfully There was no force to engage in these particular sex acts. There was no coercion.
Cuddy is relevant, but we're talking about like RICO charges and stuff like that. But did in the chat, did Cuddy's testimony help the S trafficking charges or RICO charges? I don't know. I'm asking you sincerely.
There was no fraud engaging in those sex acts. You have her saying, I can't wait. You may have her being coerced and defrauded and forced to do other things, but not the sex trafficking, not the freak-offs. They don't have it.
Thank you for...
Do they? This guy is convinced they don't have it, man. This guy's convinced. What is Marsha or anybody? What was Kid Cudi? How does that help the case? His testimony today. Like, it establishes that maybe Diddy is abusive more or possessive and manipulative, if that's a word. But does it help the RICO case or the S trafficking?
When a lot of bad stuff was happening to cast.
They're building to that. Kid Cudi established arson, but he didn't. Are they going to try to prove the arson? Yes, it's illegal. Yes. But is that what the trial's about? Is that what the charges are about? Arson? I don't know. Man, see, dude, it shows so it shows what an ass Sean Combs really is. But is that S trafficking? The charges are not what an ass Sean Combs is. Considering they're only a week in, technically they're 2 weeks. It's a massive buildup. Okay, but like I said, the jury, a lot of them have probably already decided which way they're going to go. Now, a good thing, though, is that everyone feels that Combs is an ass. So maybe, like, regardless, he'll just say guilty, you know? Yeah, day 9 of an 8-week trial. I agree with you. Today, in my opinion, today should have been. Today should have been the day.
See, or someone else. You feel like that's been a trend, right?
Yeah, Colonel.
Relationship for some victims to then open up about the abuse they were experiencing. The entertainment journalist Shagun Odu-Olowu is back with us today on the case, and I want to talk about that testimony first. But I want to begin, Shagun, if I can, with an observation I know that you were making, is that big picture, not just today. How many times that we've seen through the testimony examples of people that were just looking the other way, when a lot of bad stuff was happening to Cassie.
But it's not as trafficking. By the way, folks, let me know what country, city, or state you're watching from in the comments. Also, double check that you are subscribed to Nerd Report. That's the channel you are on right now. You may think you're subscribed, but you're not.
Or someone else. You feel like that's been a trend, right?
Yeah, Connell, as always, thank you for having me. And it's been so startling to me. Employees, former assistants, former musicians, everyone within the Diddy orbit, all have testified they witnessed violence, they saw it on multiple occasions, and yet they did nothing. And this spans years, right? Cassie.
They did nothing because people want the money. People sell out for the money and fame, man. People sell out for the money and fame.
Is with him, but all of these people, these bystanders, are watching it happen, seeing it occur, and still either continue to do business with Diddy or stay in his orbit. It reminds me of a scene in the movie Road to Perdition where Paul Newman and Tom Hanks are in the same room, and Paul Newman says there are only killers in this room. Like, there are no saints in this courtroom, right? Everyone testifying has got some filth on them too. And though it does not...
Everyone testifying has filth on them, but aren't they have immunity?
Cloud what Diddy does, I think it helps to bolster what the expert testified to today, that you can be so enmeshed in this world that your reason, your understanding of right from wrong can go completely out the window. Don Richard especially continued to do business and stay in another group with Diddy after Danity Kane, after she testified to witnessing Diddy trying to hit Cassie over the head with a skillet. She still stayed.
That's domestic violence, but that's not what the trial's about. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that what the trial's about?
He still did music with him. So I think
these people should be talking about, like, oh, he transferred such and such worker from this place to another, against their will and stuff like that, right?
Like, there are no saints in this courtroom. Right? Everyone testifying has got some filth on them too. And though it does not cloud what Diddy does, I think it helps to bolster what the expert testified to today, that you can be so enmeshed in this world that your reason, your understanding of right from wrong can go completely out the window. Don Richard especially continued to do business and stay in another group with Diddy after Danity Kane, after she testified to witnessing Diddy trying to hit Cassie over the head with a skillet. She still stayed. She still did music with him. So I think this gives a better picture of just how many people were involved in this, and whether the swarm was too much for them to see up or down, looked the other way while all of these atrocities were going on.
So Dawn Hughes, the psychologist, testified about what she described as a trauma bond that can form between a domestic abuser and a victim, that there's almost always love, attraction, and companionship in abusive relationship. You get highs and lows, and the victim feels entrapped because of physical violence, psychological abuse, surveillance, or financial control, Shagun, which could be many of those things, but even that last point could be at the heart of this case.
Yes, financial abuse is something that needs to be looked at, because what we've heard in so many, forums and chats and discussions all around is, why did she stay? Oh, she must have stayed for the money. But financial abuse, when you're dealing with someone as all powerful as Diddy was, he controlled, and Cassie testified it. He paid her rent. He controlled who she saw, what she wore, where she went, and even how she made her money. He was in control of all of that. That financial is not something to overlook, because it was a way of him keeping her in control.
Right.
And
Yeah, everyone's welcome to discuss whatever they think in the comments, as long as they're respectful. Well said, Heather.
Way of him keeping his whole empire in control. All these people beholden to him for a paycheck, willing to go along with atrocities that they probably knew weren't
Crazy. Even got her mom involved, which you heard about yesterday. The final point here, we talked about this before the last break. This is the federal agent was testifying this. What was found in his home in Miami? What were the items? So you got guns, 45 caliber handguns, several rounds in his suitcase, AR-15 parts, 31 bottles of baby oil, along with sex toys, women's high heels, and the like. So I don't know if we're surprised at this point, but that's what was there.
Not surprising at all. You know, there's this thing in court trials where they say if you have the facts, pound the facts, and if you don't, pound the desk. The prosecution is doing both. They're pounding the facts of an abusive, kinky, sexually deviant person by showing these pictures and parading these witnesses to testify to the violence, but they're also pounding the desk, saying, look at this, look at this, look at this, look what he is, which will play later in the trial when the defense tries to somehow rehabilitate the picture that's been painted of Diddy so far in this trial.
All right, Shagun, we're back to the...
All right. There you go. All right, the next minute, I'm gonna turn it to the comments. Go ahead, any questions you have, any opinions. We're almost at 2 hours. It's been amazing. Double check that you are subscribed. Hit that like, folks. We're at 140 likes. Let's get 200 likes right now. Can we do that? Also, if you want to support the channel, you could last call for super chats, subs, whatever you like. Lewis, Heather, whatever. Oh, is that in your picture? Lewis, I'm bummed I can't find the Diddy meme I saw in the morning. Must have been removed. It was Diddy in a big sweater in the court, but black high heels boots. It was great. Nice. It's also hot in here. Suge Knight. Diddy would have, oh my God, these pop-ups. Diddy would have used pew-pews if paths crossed in LA. All right, he's saying he would have, is he saying that he would have used those pew-pews? Suge has no doubt Diddy would have shot at him if Diddy tracked him down at the famous restaurant in LA. But his story will never be heard at Diddy's trial, even though it feels pretty important in the prosecution's case. I'll make a standalone video on that. So take off my clothes because it's hot. Sarai, what is this? A Diddy party? A freak off? No. Plus, no one wants to see that. Or do they? Just kidding. They call me, yeah, have you heard of the Punisher? They call me the Terminator. Oh, it's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I know that one. All right, who's gonna be here tomorrow for my next video? Who's gonna be on Grayson Report tonight at 8? You're gonna be redirected there. Grayson Report. Let me drop the link. Well, you could see her today, Sarai. All right, sub to Grayson Report. I dropped the link in the comments. Let me know if you're subbed to Grayson Report. Hashtag me. Well, you know what? You could, Marsha, you could watch the show after. Oh, you could watch it today? All right, you're going to be redirected right now to Grayson Report. You're going to be redirected to Grayson Report. So stay here and then hit the notification. Actually, let's do this. F it. All right, you see Grayson Report on the chat and on screen. Why is this so big? Oh my gosh. All right, I want everybody to go to this video right here in the comments and hit the notification. Matthew's over there. Get in the chat right here. I see Tammy. Head over there. Hit the notify me right here. Press that. Press the notify me right here. Press the notify me. Boom. Who's next? Dropping the link in the comments. Oh, everybody's there. Heather, whatever. Elizabeth. Matthew. Who else? Who's next? Marsha, yes. The Horror Girl. Wendy. Sarai. Wendy. Thank you for sharing. All right, everybody head over there. You're going to be redirected. I want to see in the chat. I want to see you write, hit the notification and write hooker heels, hashtag. Right now, write hooker heels on Grayson Report. Let's go.